All right, guys. So I just got done seeing the new "I Know What You Did Last Summer" movie, and this is the new version, the new movie that they made, the new "I Know What You Did Last Summer" movie. It's a sequel. They call it a legacy sequel. But with the same name, and yeah, it was pretty good. I like how they brought back Jennifer Love Hewitt. She played Julie James in the first one, and Freddie Prinze Jr. They brought him back too, which who played Ray Brunson or whatever his name was. I didn't like what they did. I didn't like, and Madeline. Hold on, Madeline Klein was in it. She was from Outer Banks and stuff. So she's pretty hot. So I like how she was in it. And yeah, but I don't like how they made Freddie Prinze Jr. the killer, because they made Freddie Prinze Jr. the killer, and how that, like, I don't know how the hell they could make a victim the killer. They went, he was a victim in the first one, obviously. He killed, the killer. Him and Julie, they killed, the Ben Wells, whatever his name, the guy with the hook. But in this, like, I don't like how they did. I don't like how are they gonna make a victim the killer? 30 years later, they're gonna make the victim the killer. I don't like how they did that. It was still pretty good though. I do like it. It was really good. Madeline Klein was really good. Jennifer Love Hewitt. And I love how they brought them two back. I love how they brought Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. back. I just don't like how they made him the fucking killer. And that one girl, Stevie, she was wound up being the killer. She was like their friend that like wasn't their friend that like they hadn't seen in a while, but then they ran to her and they became friends again. So I sort of had a feeling she was the killer. There's a couple people that I suspected, but at the end they revealed her, and then Freddie shot her, and then they go inside. Freddie and the other girl, they go inside, and then it turns out he's the killer. He was. I don't like how they did that. Like how they could do it, because basically he did it because he was mad that people they're trying to cover it up. The town's trying to cover it up, and he's mad that they did that. He's mad that they're trying to cover it up, and that they're trying to forget about it, because he guess doesn't want to forget about what happened to him, because I guess it definitely traumatized him. Definitely traumatized him and made him go crazy. And at the end, Madeline Klein and the other girl, when they were they got out of the hospital, they were just like sitting on the beach in Eden, and they said this is what happens when men refuse to go to therapy. And in a way, they're actually right, because that's what happened. If he would have went to therapy, maybe he wouldn't have became the killer. So yeah, they're right. That's exactly what happened. He went crazy from his past trauma of almost being killed and his friends being killed, made him go crazy. So yeah, that's crazy. So it's still really good. Besides them making them the killer, it's still pretty good. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. I definitely recommend this.